Welcome to Wednesday. It's the 12th day of December 2021. Only 10 days to Christmas, so get your Christmas shopping done soon. If you're looking for that perfect stocking stuffer for kids, check out the Day Weather Journal at dayweather.com. A high wind event is coming. I know some of you are waking up this morning saying, I don't see the wind, I don't feel the wind. Where's the wind? It's coming. As the cold front that was in California yesterday comes over the Continental Divide by mid to late morning, strong winds will hit the high plains of Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas, parts of South Dakota down to New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas. Some 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible. Now we're going to see another little wave bring another shot of snow to the mountains Thursday through Friday. A break in the weather is going to happen Saturday through Tuesday. Saturday through Tuesday, it'll be a little chilly, a little breezy, but not much going on. So if you need to travel Saturday through Tuesday, nothing too bad. Question marks for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Our long-range models are a bit in asunder right now, so don't know quite yet what to pin down for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so stay tuned. One thing we're certain of, at least for another week, it's going to be a real struggle to get wet east of the divide. I'm talking about the Front Range of Colorado, southeastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, western Kansas, and all of the eastern plains of Colorado into northeast New Mexico. When you're in a La Nina, storms move fast. When they move fast, you get downsloped east of the divide instead of upslope. So you just don't get any moisture out of these systems. What you do get is a lot of wind like we're going to experience today and only a few snow showers. Before we get to the nastiness, we'll talk about a beautiful shot here from Dylan Dahl in Wall, South Dakota of a I don't know if that's a sunrise or sunset, but boy, it has been a spectacular winter so far with those views. Here we are as of early this morning. The main trough was just west of Grand Junction, but look how quick it moves because the jet stream wind is going right along and almost perpendicular to the Continental Divide. So these are jet stream winds at 30,000 feet. So when you have winds that are perpendicular to the mountains, that causes a big wave function as the wind goes over the mountains. It makes a big wave form, and that wave then comes down onto the plains, and that's when you get these big wind gusts. Look at these potential wind gusts later today, possibly 87 miles an hour in parts of north central and northwest Kansas. Lots of 70-mile-per-hour winds. I think I-70 is going to be the area hit the hardest. I-80 as well, from southeastern Wyoming through Nebraska. Boy, it's going to blow I-25 as well, but maybe not as bad as I-80. Notice there's a little bit of a wind hole right there around Greeley, but if you get up into Rocky Mountain National Park, Estes Park, you're looking at winds possibly hitting 80 miles an hour, and even the western slope, which doesn't normally get very windy, going to be very windy today. So not a day to be pulling a trailer, not a day to be carrying a high-profile vehicle or going anywhere through the region. The good news is this front is going to move so fast that the winds will die down tonight. By tomorrow, in fact, this system, even by this afternoon, is going to be all the way near western Iowa. So think about it. It's right here now. By sundown, it's going to be in eastern Nebraska. So we're talking about covering the ground very, very quickly. As we get into Thursday night and Friday, you see this other little wave coming in from the northwest? Well, this will bring another shot of snow to the mountains. It'll reinforce the cold air. So tomorrow, and especially Friday, will be somewhat cooler. Now, as we go out further, this is for Wednesday. We have a deep low and a cold air pocket there west of British Columbia. We have a little low here, a little wave here. So I think on Wednesday, we're probably going to see snow return to the high country and maybe some rain and snow to the west coast and the Pacific Northwest. What happens after Wednesday, though, is a good question because there's a lot going on out here in the Pacific and where these systems are going to end up. As we get into Christmas Eve, this is Christmas Eve afternoon. We've got a little bit of a low in Utah coming on through. This might be a little bit of a weather maker, but whether or not it's big or little, we just don't know yet, as that low wants to stay stuck over British Columbia's coast, but it may not get stuck there. It may cut loose as well. So a lot of question marks for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Stay tuned. We're continuing to fight La Nina. It has really strengthened. Look how cold relative to normals those sea surface temperatures are. See the green, see the purple? So you're talking about sea surface temperature anomalies now that are approaching 4 degrees Celsius. So that is some really cold water, and we still have these cold waters up here in the Gulf of Alaska. We do feel that La Nina is right now peaking. Over the next 2 or 3 weeks, it will peak, then it will start to slowly ease up but it's going to be a long waiting period for it to go away. Probably not until April or May. But it is really robust right now. So one reason for all the wind, what we're dealing with now, you can thank La Nina. And boy, it really shows up here. This is the 10-day precipitation forecast. Notice the whole of precipitation from southeastern Wyoming to the Front Range of Colorado to the plains. Notice there's a ring of forecasted precipitation behind it. Notice how wet it is west of the divide to the California coast, even the Great Basin. So you're wondering, how could it be that there's all this rain and snow with lows hitting the west coast, but it comes over the mountains? Why is there nothing left for areas east of the divide? It's because of the down-sloping effect of winds going downhill off the mountains. When air is forced downhill, it gets warmer, it gets drier, and basically these storms can't produce any measurable precipitation east of the divide. So this snow hole right here is going to be persistent probably at least for another week. And we've got to change things up. So for those of you in Denver and Colorado Springs and Fort Collins and Cheyenne, the southern Nebraska Panhandle and Kansas and the Panhandles, you're going, where's the snow? Where's the snow? We're not going to get it until this pattern changes. And as we just showed you with that La Nina map, it's just going to be a waiting game. Now, we do have a new typhoon. If you remember in a podcast a couple of weeks ago, we talked about typhoons tend to cause the jet stream to buckle. And we have Typhoon Ray, which is headed towards the Philippines. This is going to be a pretty significant typhoon. This is only the second typhoon of the season in the Western Pacific. That's really remarkable how quiet it's been. This is going to recurve back up this way, and that is why, as we get between Christmas and New Year's, the jet stream will buckle. That will likely bring a change in the weather. Where that changes end up, we don't know yet, but there are changes coming probably between Christmas and New Year's. Have yourself a great Wednesday, everybody. Don't blow away. We'll see you tomorrow.